What's going on, everybody? For those who don't know, I go by BLSG, and this is another Sixers video. If you guys are new to this channel and love talking Philly sports nearly every single day, go down below and hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and make sure to turn on the notification bell so you guys are instantly notified whenever I upload a new video. Now today, after the Philadelphia 76ers ended up advancing from the first round into the second round, they now, starting tomorrow, take on the Miami Heat to begin round 2 for them, starting tomorrow night at 7:30, which, by the way, I am going to be live for game 1 of the second round, so be sure to come through, tune in, streams. We'll probably start around 7:20, 7:25, one of those 2 times, and then the game will start at 7:30, so please be sure to come through and tune in, and let's hope the Sixers will hopefully find a way to squeak out game 1, which is obviously not going to be an easy task. So, like I said before, the Philadelphia 76ers take on the Miami Heat, and like I said before, this is not going to be an easy task for Philly, but there are some key notes and background info that we need to get into before we keep on going with the video. So, just some background info here. The Sixers and the Heat ended up splitting the regular season series out of 4 games and tied it up 2-2 in the regular season. So the Sixers and the Miami Heat have been pretty competitive with each other in terms of the regular season, since the record for these 2 teams in the regular season is in fact 2-2. So I can say that the Philadelphia 76ers definitely have a shot to beat this Miami Heat team. Number 2, we got more of an update on Joel Embiid, ladies and gentlemen. He has now not only been ruled out for game 1, but he's now also been ruled out for game 2 against the Miami Heat. So, that is another huge bomb for the Philadelphia 76ers and the fan base. That is another huge blow for Philadelphia and all the Philadelphia fans around the world, especially Sixers fans as well. But the Sixers have to just find a way to win, at least in my opinion, one of these next 2 games in Miami before returning back to the Wells Fargo Center for games 3 and 4, I do believe. The Sixers come back for those 2. I could be wrong. I think it could be the first 2 in Miami, game 3 in Philly, game 4 in Miami, or it could be the other way around, with the first 2 in Miami and the next 2 in Philadelphia. I don't know how it goes, but it goes something along the lines of that. But in my opinion, the Sixers have to win at least one of the first 2 games in order to keep this competitive with the Miami Heat by any means for a chance to even win this series. So, with all that being said, we're not going to talk about the background information anymore. We're going to get into my keys for us to winning this series. Alright guys, so my keys for us to winning this series. My number 1 key for us to winning this series is, you already know where I'm going with this. Coaching, yes. Doc Rivers, once again, has to be on his A game in terms of when it comes to coaching. Eric Spoelstra, aka the Miami Heat coach, is no joke by any means. He is no joke. He can make his players look very good out there on the court when it comes to game time. He can really make his players look like a championship contender team by any means. That is how good Eric Spoelstra has been this season for the Miami Heat as their head coach. So Doc Rivers needs to continue to give all the responses to Eric Spoelstra and the Miami Heat. He needs to come out with everything that he's got and just hope to put some pressure on this Miami Heat team. And hopefully we'll draw up some really nice plays for the players, and we'll hopefully find a way to get the job done for the Philadelphia 76ers as the coach. Number 2, consistency. Like I said before, Joel Embiid is ruled out for games 1 and 2. So, that is going to mean that James Harden is going to have to be on his A game. Tobias Harris is going to have to be on his A game. Tyrese Maxey is going to have to be on his A game. Danny Green is going to have to be on his A game. They all need to shoot well. They all need to play defense. They just need to all do their part. Thibault off the bench is also going to be another key factor for his defensive part. And hopefully we can get some bench scoring from guys such as George Niang and Shake Milton. And hopefully we can get some from Matisse Thibault off the bench. But hopefully the Sixers can find a way just to be consistent, both offensively and defensively, off the bench and in the starting lineup. So we will have to see how it goes from there when it comes to game time starting tomorrow night. And another key to winning this series is obviously to run a lot of pick and roll. I mean, the Sixers really haven't been running. They've been running a lot of pick and roll now, but how much will it fool this Miami Heat team like what it did against the Toronto Raptors? Because this Miami Heat team, like I said before, is no joke by any means. The Sixers need to continue to run a lot of pick and roll and hopefully fool Eric Spoelstra and this Miami Heat team. But this Miami Heat team, they're kind of going to know what Doc Rivers is throwing at them. So at the same time, you got to throw pick and roll, and at the same time, you have to draw up maybe some zone plays. You have to draw up a bunch of creative plays that are going to fool the Miami Heat in order to give us a chance at winning this series by any means. With all that being said, let's just go ahead and get into my standout players. Alright guys, so my standout players for this series. My number one standout player, I gotta say, James Harden. James Harden has definitely been a lot better in the playoffs, and we're definitely looking at seeing a much better version of James Harden. We're getting playoff mode James Harden, but again, he has to continue to take that next step. He has to take that next step in order to give the Sixers a chance at winning, because he's now going to be the number one option for Philly, unless if it can somehow be Maxey stepping up. But I really think it is going to be James Harden because of Joel Embiid being out for at least the first 2 games of the series against the Miami Heat. So I really think James Harden needs to continue to take that next step. He has to knock down his shots. He needs to be able to do his playmaking, get all the assists, hopefully grab some rebounds, make his shots like he always does. Hopefully he'll drive up to the basket instead of taking so many step-back threes. Even though we saw some good step-back threes in the Raptors series, we still need to see a lot of points coming out of James Harden. My number 2 standout player, I'm going Tobias Harris here. Tobias Harris, he was also really good in the Raptors series, and I will give him credit where credit's due. And he just needs to keep this up because he is that player that has everything that he can to do it. He has all the experience in the playoffs, and he really knows kind of how to get the job done, especially, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was also under Doc Rivers' system back when he was with the LA Clippers. So I really think that Tobias Harris can be another standout player in these playoffs when it comes to that time. But Tobias Harris, man, you have to be on your A game, just like James Harden. And my number 3 standout player, I am going Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey was also really good in the first round against the Toronto Raptors, like I said before. But Tyrese Maxey, man, you got to continue to knock down. You have to continue to play defense. You got to do your part. You need to make everything happen at the point guard position. You need to make all the shots count. You got to put up as much points as you can. You have to put up a great stat line. You need to do everything that you can to help out the players such as James Harden, Tobias Harris, Danny Green, Matisse Thybulle, Paul Reed when he gets on the floor, Joel Embiid when he comes back, and especially the whole bench. You got to help out the team. And listen to what Doc Rivers says, my guy, because Doc Rivers has the experience and he knows how to coach. But will Tyrese Maxey be able to be consistent against his Miami Heat team? I do not know. So hopefully Tyrese Maxey can just find a way to make that happen. And the only reason why I did not say Joel Embiid for one of my standout players was because, like I said before, he's out for the first 2 games. And will he be able to have the same amount of potential with the mask over his face for the orbital fracture after the concussion gets healed? Will he be able to do that? I don't know. Will he be the same Joel Embiid on the court as he was in the regular season? I don't know. There's a lot of I don't knows for Joel Embiid once he puts the mask on and once he gets it back, and we just don't know how well Joel Embiid is going to play in the playoffs. And Eric Spoelstra is not going easy on Joel Embiid by any means because he has Bam Adebayo, he has Dwayne Dedmon, who is a pretty decent backup center to Bam Adebayo. And by any means, like I said before, this Miami Heat team is no joke. So Joel Embiid has to really, once he gets back in hopefully Game 3 or Game 4. He's got to be back and on his A game 100%. So with all that being said, let's get into what you guys have been waiting for, and that is my series prediction. Alright guys, so my series prediction for this second round series between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Miami Heat. This is going to be a tough, gritty series between these two teams. These two teams coming off some pretty good wins after the first round. The Miami Heat coming off a series win against the Atlanta Hawks. The Sixers coming off a first round series win over the Toronto Raptors. These two teams are going to battle it out here in this second round series. And the Sixers have had a lot of history when it comes to the second round. When it comes to the second round, the Sixers know all the history when it comes to this. But I have to be completely honest, man. I just don't see the Sixers getting past the second round once again. I just think that not only do the Sixers have the whole experience when it comes to the second round in terms of, you know, getting bounced down in the second round. Not only do they have that experience, but they're going up against no ordinary Miami Heat team. They're going against a Miami Heat team with a ton of depth, a ton of very good pieces. You know, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero for the 6th man player of the year. They have all these pieces, and Eric Spoelstra, who is a very, very, very good coach for the Miami Heat by any means. And I don't think it's not going to be that easy for Miami either. So it's really going to be competitive for both sides. But I have Miami beating the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Sixers will be bounced down in the second round once again. I have Miami finishing up the Sixers in 7 games. Yes, I think it's going to another 7-game series. But I think Miami somehow finds a way to take it in Game 7. If a Game 7 is forced especially. But I just think that the Sixers, with all the history that they have gone through, and I'm just being an honest Sixers fan, with all the history that the Sixers have gone through when it comes to the second round, I think that it's going to get in their head. I think that they're going to get too bothered by that, and they're going to get bounced out of the second round, and Miami will advance, in my opinion, to the Eastern Conference Finals. You guys give me your thoughts down below in the comments section. How do you feel about this series starting tomorrow between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Miami Heat? And give me some good background info. Give me players that you think will stand out in this series, and give me a series prediction. Throw them down in the comments below. Want to see what you guys think, and let's go Sixers, man. Let's go try to get this job done in Miami. But let's win one of the first 2 games of this series without Joel Embiid. And guys, just to let you know, as a reminder, I will be going live for Game 1 tomorrow. Probably around 7:20, I am assuming, because I have been starting these streams about 10 minutes earlier from when game time normally starts. So, be sure to come through. We're going to start at 7:20. I need to see all you guys in the chat for this round 2. I need all the energy coming through to the chat. I need to see everybody in there, so please be sure to come through for Game 1 of the second round. And let's see if the Sixers can find a way to grab a Game 1 dub against the Miami Heat. Anyway, guys, leave thoughts down below in the comments section. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace out. Go Sixers.